White on the drive. Long for Davis. He couldn't finish the dunk. Loose ball to Thor. 2 to tie, 3 for the lead. Who wants to be a hero? It's Thor for the lead.
How about this team?
How could we have possibly gotten to this point where South Sudan was poised to beat the mighty team from the United States? Every single one an all-star, a champion, or both. Well, as we all know in pickup, when you get to this point in the game, the smart guy on defense is yelling, "Don't give him anything." But if LeBron is going to have his hands down at this point in the shot, he's giving it to JT Thor, who happily obliges. The U.S. can no longer show up to these tournaments with a week of practice, flex their muscles, and expect to win by 20. And while we've known this for decades now, this team is just getting the memo. If they expect special treatment out here, they're in for a rude awakening. Teams will surely go at Booker every chance they get and check the pained expression from LeBron in reacting to this call, as if he can't believe the refs would deign to blow the whistle against his team. Yet Booker's right arm clearly wraps around the shooter in illegal contact. There was a distinct lack of hustle and recognition in transition. Tatum always looks a little awkward to me on his catch and shoots, and when AD flies by for the rebound, it leaves the U.S. shorthanded getting back. Anthony Edwards must cover for AD by picking up his man. He even looks at him as he's jogging back, but makes no attempt to sprint into the lane as Omot slams it through. Tatum still struggles with his handle from time to time. This one was a doozy. And watch Edwards start walking back down court. From the time the turnover occurred until South Sudan is hopping into this open three is 4.5 seconds. You think that's enough time for Edwards to sprint 60 feet to contest this shot? It was Tatum's turn to not hustle back after Davis is stripped down low. Stuff happens. Get back fast. Instead, Bam has to cover for him and commits the foul and free throws. LeBron makes the right decision, but when you throw a pass at an open shooter's feet, you've dropped his percentage 20 points easy. There was no chance LeBron was getting this rebound, but by wandering over to the basket, he is now way behind the play. His man is running a lot harder than him, forcing Drew Holiday to cover for him on the cut. This means an open look from 3 as South Sudan doubled up Team USA from behind the arc, which practically guarantees a win in the modern era. And if you miss a corner 3 with a long rebound, watch out, as Embiid has no choice but to pick up Kual on the wing and is promptly blown by and has to foul to prevent the easy layup. We have to mention Embiid because even though he had good offensive numbers, he's not that impactful. I'm sure we all recognize his mid-range game, which was on full display. And then he's good for a few rim runs where undersized teams are going to have to foul him to stop the score. But if he's going to turn the ball over like this, my prediction is Steve Kerr will start Anthony Davis and bring Embiid off the bench and cut some of his minutes. I mean, he's got Booker wide open on the double team and does this? Teams will continue to double him when he starts dribbling. And first off, he loses the handle, then he travels by creating a second axis from his left toe to his heel back to his toe before throwing this dying quail right to the other team. It's crucial that a big guy playing his position not turn it over as much as he is doing, and the better teams in the Olympics will surely be studying the effects of doubling him in the post. If Team USA doesn't improve its defense, they're not going to win a gold medal. But you can win big time if you want to go to any sporting event or concert using SeatGeek. It's the best app for finding tickets to any concert, sporting event, or the theater, and I use it all the time for years and years. In fact, I just went to Las Vegas to see U2 play in the Sphere, and I used SeatGeek to make sure I was getting the best deal on tickets. It was so easy to get the tickets transferred to me, they're guaranteed, and I had an absolute blast with some of the most stunning visuals ever seen at a rock concert. So, use my new code BBALL10 and save 10% off of any tickets you get for a limited time. Click on the link below, use my code BBALL10, and you'll see the big issues Team USA has with their defense. South Sudan wanted to force AD onto the guard every single chance they got, which draws the focus of every other defender in the area to the point where there is no recognition of this flare screen until it's way too late for another open 3. The step-up screen forces a switch of LeBron onto South Sudan's dynamic guard Carlik Jones, but the real attack is screening with AD's man. Now Jones hits him with a tween-tween swivel and catches Curry ball watching while his man is lifting to the open spot with a quick pin down for good measure as they light up yet another open 3. They take that opportunity to go at LeBron in the next possession. Curiously, LeBron is forcing middle, probably with hopes that Davis will help, but AD's man is above the three-point line pulling him out, and Jones promptly lays it up over LeBron. AD can make enough plays defensively to keep him on the floor, no doubt. But Team USA should have pulled away from this point and won easily. Instead, they pull AD out top with zoom action with a pin down into handoff. White should just sprint under this to recover, since AD won't be able to stay with the guy who has sprinted 18 feet into a catch. Simple get action out top again pulls Davis above the circle. Absolutely no rotation from the weak side as Bam should have come over to help, and the nice veer step keeps Edwards away from the shot and cuts the lead to 1. This double ball screen shouldn't be that effective when it's Bam, a non-shooter, and Davis involved. South Sudan screws up by sticking with Bam instead of both these guys staying with AD as he flushes it. It didn't take long to make that adjustment, as they're more than willing to let Bam fire up threes in order to eliminate Davis as the roller for good reason. They have to be very worried about LeBron on an island against a dynamic guard. This is a pretty good shot without a good contest. AD can't corral the rebound, and in the scramble, South Sudan does an excellent job to find yet another wide open three-point shot. USA lucks out when it back rims, but long rebounds tend to go back to the shooting team. Davis won't step up, White is stuck behind, and they cut it to 2. USA spreads the floor well to let Steph create something in the pick and roll, which flows into an empty side inside ball screen, meaning no help from the weak side. But notice how Davis gets a big shove in the back. Perhaps the lead ref had a bad angle and couldn't see it, and the slot was stacked, so maybe he didn't want to call it, but the trail certainly should have seen it. That's why Davis misses the easy lob, and after giving Thor the wide open top of the key jumper, he was warmed up and ready to go as LeBron has no urgency to close out and allows him good rhythm to take the lead in his stunning turn of events. Kerr draws up fantastic plays in the huddle all the time, but he only needed some dirt and a bottle cap for this one as they just let LeBron do his thing, overpowering his man while using a quick release off-foot inside hand layup before the defense could block the shot. Had he shot a regular layup, chances are it gets erased from the help. But after all that, they still got ridiculously lucky. Drew gets beat by Jones off the dribble. The refs won't call much in this scenario despite some clear contact that throws off his floater, along with a good contest by AD. But that left the backside exposed, and Wenyen Gabriel had the easy tip dunk for the win. I mean, he had it. Did White foul him? I don't know, but what about Edwards? That was an egregious foul they didn't call that would have given them free throws to win it. There isn't any way to characterize this game as anything other than lucky. And if they play defense like this again, they had better hope it's not in the medal round.